Good morning, everyone. In the last class, we had studied about the different policies of the land revenue system, that how the Britishers were collecting the land revenue from the farmers, that is the agrarian policies. Now, today we are going to study about the effects of those colonial agrarian policies and how later on the Britishers did the commercialization of agriculture for their profit. So, without any delay, let's start the class. There were some after effects of the colonial agrarian policies on the peasants and the landlords. Okay, after effects means there were some effect. Okay, there were some effects on the farmers of the agrarian policies of land revenue collection. What were they? Number one, very high rates of land revenue. The rates were so high that in spite of each and every effort, the farmers or the peasants, they were not able to pay the land revenue, the complete amount. Okay. Land was made a saleable property. Now, as we had already discussed that this was the condition that if the peasant will not be able to give the amount of land revenue to the British government, then his land will be auctioned, will be sold. So because of this fear, the farmer try to uh, try to give the land revenue either by selling his house, by jewelry, by selling his jewelry, or by keeping his land on mortgage. This we'll study in the next point. Okay, he takes all the risk. Okay, he sells his house, he sells his jewelry and everything just to save the land on which from which he earns. Okay, now the next is poverty and indebtedness. Indebtedness means to having a loan. Okay, so here the farmers were forced to mortgage their lands to the money lenders. Mortgage means that to keep their land as a security to the money lenders. At that period of time, there were no banks. Like in present time, we have bank, and if we want to take some loan, we keep something as a security. Okay, so in that period of time, the farmers used to keep their lands as a security to the money lenders so that they can save their land from getting auctioned and they can pay the revenue. Now the next is government's indifference towards land revenue. Government was not paying attention towards the farmers or their lands. Okay, the government was only concerned to have the profit to collect the revenue. They never thought of how the poor farmers are living, what are their conditions, how they are managing to pay the land revenue. Okay, then the stagnation of agriculture. Stagnation means for a period of time, or we can say that there is no growth in the agriculture. Stagnation of agriculture means there is no growth of there was no growth of agriculture. It was stagnant. जैसा था वैसा ही रह गया वो. So the government and the landlords prospered. By this land revenue system, only and only government and the landlords, that were the zamindars, okay, they got prospered, they developed by the profits. But their negligence towards agriculture was not good. They were not even bothered of teaching the farmers about the new techniques of agriculture or how they can improvise the seed, the quality of the seeds. So they were not much bothered about all these things. They were only bothered about their prosperity. So because of this, the stagnation in the agriculture came. Okay, so these were the effects of the colonial agrarian policies on the peasants and the landlords. Now the next one is growth of commercial crops for Europe. Children, the only motive of the Britishers in India was to earn as much as money they can. Okay, now here what they did, they made few crops as a commercial crops. They encouraged the growth of commercial crops. To provide raw materials to the factories in England. अब जो इंग्लैंड में उनकी फैक्ट्रीज थी उसको रॉ मटेरियल वो इंडिया से प्रोवाइड करते थे. So they encouraged the growth of commercial crops like cotton, tea, coffee, indigo and rubber. Now the peasants were moved and pushed. Even the peasants turned up to the growth of to do the agriculture of cotton, tea, coffee, indigo and rubber, and even the British government forced them also. Okay, and they just grow these crops for the trade purpose. Okay, they neglected the requirements of the local residents of India. Okay, so many farmers and peasants moved to the uh, towards the commercial crops. Now the next is causes which led to the commercialization of agriculture. Now again there were certain causes which made the commercialization of agriculture. Commercialization is a process in which we trade, we do the trading or selling of products. Now, what are the causes? New agrarian policies of the British government. Agrarian policies, the bid system, the permanent, the Rohitwari and the Mehalwari system. These were the agrarian policies of the British government. By all these policies, the main motive of the British government was to have the land revenue. Okay, so the peasants were overburdened with high rates of land revenue and they were left with no other option but to sell their produce to get sufficient amount to pay exorbitant tax. Exorbitant means huge amount of tax. See what happened when the peasants used to pay the amount of land revenue. Okay, after paying the revenue, they were left with nothing. Okay, after for their family or for others. So what they did, they start selling their produce so that they can get the amount to pay the tax. The next is land was a saleable commodity. Again the same thing. If the farmers were failed to give the land revenue, their land were auctioned. Okay. Next is rise of absentee landlords. Absentee landlords means that the people who purchased the auctioned land and they were not living in that particular village and they are not having any knowledge regarding the agriculture, they are known as absentee landlords. So the auction land was purchased by the absentee landlords who did not know anything about agriculture. Their only concern was to collect the rents. Their main motive was just to take the rents from the farmers to whom they had given the land on rent. Okay. They are not bothered about the quality of land or increasing the production of land. Next is effects of the Industrial Revolution in England on the Indian agriculture. See, with the Indian raw material, the the industries in the England started developing much more. Okay, So the British government forced the Indian farmers to cultivate cotton and jute as it was much more demanded in England. Okay. So the farmers started growing more and more cotton and jute. Now, the last but not the least, plantation agriculture. Plantation agriculture in indigo, tea and coffee was mainly developed on profit basis. See, they were developed on the profit basis because it was totally in the hands of the Britishers, and it was developed for the commercial lines, means basically for the trade, to have the profit by doing trading with the plantation crops. And it was basically used in the foreign countries only. Okay, so that's all for today. If you find any problem, please do ask me. Now it's time for your homework. So today you have to do question number 4 of exercise E in your homework. The question is, what causes led to commercialization of agriculture under the British rule? Answer is, causes number 1, new agrarian policies of the British government. Number 2, land was made a saleable commodity. Number 3, rise of absentee landlords. Number 4, effects of the Industrial Revolution in England on Indian agriculture. Number 5, plantation agriculture. Children, please do your work in a very neat handwriting and submit it on time. So that's all for today. Thank you.